Welcome to Beacon High School online video. Today we are going to learn about separation of substances. We have studied in the previous class that matter is anything that has mass and occupies space. It is made up of tiny particles called atoms which are invisible to the naked eye. Atoms combine to form the molecules. A molecule can be made up of the same atoms and also of different atoms. These molecules combine to form the substances. We see a lot of substances or matter of different kinds around us. These substances occur in the nature in both pure and impure form. A pure substance is a substance which is made up of only one kind of particles. Elements and compounds are the pure substance. An impure substance, it is a mixture of two or more substances. A mixture is formed by mixing substances together. The substance in the mixture can be present in any amount. A mixture can be usually separated into its original components by mechanical or physical means. Mixtures are either homogeneous or heterogeneous. Element. When two atoms of the same type combine, they form a molecule of an element. For example, oxygen is an element where one molecule of oxygen is made up of two atoms of oxygen. Elements are pure substances and it cannot be broken down by any chemical means. Some other examples of element are silver, hydrogen, gold, diamond, iron, copper and nitrogen. Compound. When two atoms of different kinds combine in a fixed ratio, they form a molecule of compound. For example, water is a compound because its molecule contains two different atoms, hydrogen and oxygen. Water being a compound and it can be broken down into its constituents hydrogen and oxygen by a chemical process. Some other examples of compound are carbon dioxide, methane, acetic acid and sodium bicarbonate. A mixture is formed by mixing substances together. Mixtures are either homogeneous or heterogeneous. Now, homogeneous mixtures are those that are well mixed and their constituents are distributed uniformly. We are not able to see the particles with our naked eye in the homogeneous mixture. They appear same throughout. Solutions are homogeneous mixture. Few more example of homogeneous mixture is air and steel. Air is uniformly distributed and in steel, metals are uniformly distributed to form the steel. Heterogeneous mixture. Heterogeneous mixtures are those that do not have a uniform composition throughout. They do not appear to the same throughout and we are able to see the particles. For example, ice water, cereal and milk, we are able to see the ice and cereal. Sugar solution is an example of homogeneous mixture. When we mix sugar in the water, we are not able to see sugar and water distinctly. Some examples from our daily life for homogeneous mixture is puree, coffee, milkshake, chocolate, tomato soup and orange juice. A mixture of sand and water, a mixture of oil and water is an example of heterogeneous mixture where we are able to see sand in water and oil in water. Some example of heterogeneous mixture from our daily life is chocolate chip cookies, pizza, soda with ice, salad, sandwiches, where we are able to see the substances present in this mixture. Mixtures can be of solid, liquid and gases. Some common types of mixtures and their examples are solid-solid mixture, husk and rice, Example of solid liquid mixture is sugar and milk. Liquid liquid mixture example is water and milk. Example of liquid and gas is oxygen in water, and gas gas mixture is air. Why do we need to separate substances? We need to separate substances to get two useful components. For example, when we churn the milk, we get ghee, butter or buttermilk after churning the milk, and also to obtain the desirable substances. For example, we separate tea leaves from brewed tea, and also we separate salt from a solution. And also to remove impurities from a substance, we need to separate substances. For example, we separate husk from rice, and also we clean water by removing mud. Can you pluck the grains one by one as you pluck flowers or fruits from trees? No. So this process is impossible as grains are very smaller in size and they are big in number. So the harvested stalks, they are beaten on the ground and these separate seeds from the stalk. So the process of separating seeds from the stalks is called threshing. On a large scale, this work is carried out by big machines called threshers. There are various processes to separate the mixture. Let us study the different methods to separate solid-solid mixture. First one is winnowing. It is the method to separate heavier and lighter particles of a mixture by wind or by blowing air. Grains like rice, wheat, maize, they are covered with a thin covering. They are called husk. Husk is lighter than grain. So the mixture of husk and grain is taken in a winnows, which are kind of basket open from one side. The mixture is shaken in winnows and they are made to fall from a height. The lighter one, it throws it into the air so that it gets blown away by the wind, while the heavier grains falls down. Hand picking. Some impurities present in the mixtures are big enough to be easily picked by hands. Substances like pebbles, stones, eggshells present in pulses, rice and sugar, they are simply removed by picking them with the hands. Sieving. Some mixtures contain very fine particles as impurity like dust and sand. So these impurities can be removed by using a special device called sieve. The method of separating particles of different sizes with the help of sieve is called sieving. Sieving is also done to separate fine particles from powdered food items like wheat flour, maida, suji and besan. Magnetic separation. The method of separating constituents of a mixture using a magnet is called magnetic separation. This method is used to separate the mixtures containing a magnetic substances. For example, a mixture of sand and iron pins can be separated by using a magnet. A magnet is moved through the mixture and the magnetic substance like iron pins, they get clinched to the magnet and it can be removed. Big machines like cranes are used to separate magnetic substances from the junkyard. Now, sublimation. Sublimation is the process of changing a solid directly into vapor. Substances like camphor, on heating, it vaporizes without melting. Let's do one activity. Take a mixture of sand and ammonium chloride on a china dish. Now place an inverted glass funnel on the china dish. Close the open end of the funnel with the cotton. Heat the china dish gently. Now ammonium chloride changes directly from solid to vapor and gets condensed on the upper cooler surface of the funnel, and the sand is left in the china dish. So the solid substance which obtained after the vapor is cooled is known as sublimate. Here in this activity, sublimate is the ammonium chloride and sand is the non-sublimate component of a mixture. So sublimation is used to separate the sublimate component from the non-sublimate component of a mixture. Solid liquid mixtures. When we add solute in the solvent, then a solution is formed. Solids which dissolve in a liquid are called solute, and the liquid in which the solute dissolves is called the solvent, and the solute dissolves in a liquid to form a solution. A solution is a homogeneous mixture. Solubility. Solubility is the ability of solid, liquid or gaseous substances to dissolve in a solvent to form a solution. Depending upon the solubility, solutions are unsaturated, saturated and supersaturated solution. Unsaturated solution is capable of dissolving the solute. It means more and more solute can dissolve in the solution. A solution which is not capable of dissolving the solute any further at a given temperature, they are called saturated solution. Means no more solute will dissolve after some time. Now on heating, more solute dissolve in it and they form a supersaturated solution. Crystallization. On heating, more solute dissolve in the solution to form a supersaturated solution. When supersaturated solution is cooled and allowed to stand, crystals of the solute start separating. This is another method of separating dissolved solid from a liquid. These crystals are then dried by pressing them between the sheets of the filter paper, and this process is known as crystallization. Let us study few methods to separate solid liquid mixture. We know that mud suspended in water and it forms a heterogeneous mixture. The mud do not dissolve in water. Such a mixture in which small solid particles are suspended, they are visible in a liquid, is called suspension. Now on leaving the mixture undisturbed, the mud settles down. The process of separation in which insoluble particles such as mud in a solid liquid mixtures are made to settle down is called sedimentation, and the solid, the mud which settled down at the bottom is called sediment, and the liquid above the sediment is known as supernatant liquid. Now to enhance the process of sedimentation, alum is used in the mixture. Alum makes the suspended particles, mud, of the mixture heavy. As a result, the particles settle down faster and this process is called loading. Now, the supernatant liquid in a solid liquid mixtures are poured out in another vessel. The liquid should be poured gently so that the sediments or the settled particles do not come along. Such a method in which the clear upper liquid is poured out without disturbing the sediment is called decantation. Now the decanted water or liquid may contain still finer particles which need to be removed. So the mixture is then poured over the filter paper. After some time, the liquid starts passing through the filter paper and solid remain on the filter paper. The solid which remain in the filter paper is called the residue and the clear liquid obtained is called filtrate. So filtration is the process by which insoluble solid and a liquid are separated by passing the mixture through a filter. Can we obtain sugar or salt dissolved in water by any of the method discussed till now? The answer is no. Soluble substances can be separated from a mixture by various methods. Let us study. Evaporation. In in evaporation, if we heat the salt solution, the water, that is the solvent, will evaporate. It will turn into the vapor and the salt will remain in the dish. So the process of separating the solute from the solvent by heating is called evaporation. Distillation. In the process of evaporation, the solvent is completely lost. So distillation is another method to separate a solid dissolved in a liquid in which the solvent is also obtained back along with the solute. In this process, the mixture, that is sugar solution or the salt solution, is heated in a round bottom flask and the side tube of the flask is attached to the condenser in which the cold water is allowed to flow. The open end of the condenser is placed in an empty beaker or a flask. On heating water, that is the solution, the boils and water vapor passes through the condenser. So the water vapor condenses and flows as water droplets which are collected in the beaker. When water in the flask dries out, the solute is left behind and the distilled water is obtained in the beaker. So distillation is the process of separation which involves simultaneously vaporization, that is by boiling of liquid, and condensation. Centrifugation. It is the process of separating components of different densities in a solution. Milk is churned to obtain cream from it. Since cream is lighter than milk, so it floats over. In the same way, the suspended particles or the solute in a liquid, it can be separated by rapid rotation in a machine that is called centrifuge. Let us study about liquid-liquid mixtures. If we mix milk with the water, you cannot distinguish between the two. Such liquids are called miscible liquids. And some liquids do not mix with each other completely and they are called immiscible liquids. For example, mixture of oil and water. Now, immiscible liquids are separated by using a separating funnel. A separating funnel is a barrel-shaped glass tube which has a thin stem at the base and there is a stopcock at the bottom to regulate the flow of liquids. The immiscible liquid mixture is poured into the funnel from the top and they are allowed to stand for some time. The liquid forms separate layers. Like water and kerosene have formed separate layers. The lighter liquid forms the upper layer, whereas the heavier liquid, that is the water, they forms the lower layer. Now the liquid at the lower level is collected first by carefully opening the stopcock. As soon as the heavier liquid flows out completely, the stopcock is closed. So the lighter liquid stays in the separating funnel, whereas the denser liquid collects in the beaker. So the two liquids are separated. Gas liquid mixture. Gas also mix with the liquids to form mixture. For example, oxygen is dissolved in water and aquatic plants and animals, they breathe in the dissolved oxygen in water. In aerated drinks, carbon dioxide is mixed in water under pressure along with the other things. So aerated drink is also an example of liquid gas mixture. When the cap of soda water bottle is removed, the pressure is released and the gas comes out and you see the bubbles. Gas and gas mixture. Air is best example of gas and gas mixture. It is a homogeneous mixture of many gases. So today we have learned all about the different methods for separation of the substances.